Yeah. You duh. Yeah. You duh. You down with A.I.P? Yeah, you know me. Anything is possible to creed. The key on the mic. I'm the truth, no fantasy. Podcast flow, old school vibe guaranteed. A.I.P. Every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. Jumped on the beat like a classic cassette. Late night talk, the vibe you won't forget. Dropping wisdom gems, the grind is set. Every story told, ain't no limits met. You open the mind, the world opens wide. On this podcast, real thoughts collide. From the cooks in the kitchen to the suits we chide. Dreams get bigger when the truth's supplied. Sip on success like it's poured in a mug. Real talk, no BS, no need for a shrug. In your ear like an anthem, snug as a hug. Tune in, feel the buzz, plug after plug. A.I.P. Every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. A.I.P. Every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than the philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. Watch how it grows. Watch how it grows. Watch how it grows. Watch how it grows.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club.
Welcome everybody to the A.I.P channel where anything is possible, and with another a great conspiracy lunch with me. Brain just shut down for a second. Hopefully we get some people pop in here. I had everything set up, but I had to go do some work, so it happens. People say they want to train. They text me, "Hey, I want to train." I go train them. So that's what it's about. That's for sure. Start off today. We started off yesterday, I guess. Liver King. He said he was going. We saw the video yesterday. Said he was going to Austin, and well, they arrested him. He was charged one charge of terroristic threat. This is his mugshot here. But yeah, let's check it out. Oops.
Yeah. And these items are for you.
I would take that award, anything and everything. Because Joe Rogan, we don't have to make videos to pretend anymore. All of this is happening. We're coming to you. I've challenged you man to man to a fight. Honorable. And we don't have to pretend or make any videos. The world is watching. They'll make the videos for us. And you don't have to hold a camera. You can hold the hand of somebody that you love, because what happens next to you, you're going to need to remember that feeling. You're going to need something more than what you did to give you something to fight for, because I have my family to fight for. And I'll die for them, you know that. And you're a black belt, but you've never come across something like this. Willing to die, hoping that you'll choke me out. I pray to God, because that's a dream come true. It feels good. And then the limbs, I'm fighting for my family. So limb. Go ahead. But then you have to contend with something else. And I weigh 177 pounds. an actual savage. And so at first you're like, fuck that guy, and, right? When you all of a sudden he did get your attention, which I already did before this, you're saying, I'm going to choke that motherfucker, that piece of fucking shit, I'm going to choke him out. That's what warriors do. You and Andrew Tate are good warriors. But you're actually better than that real tension we have. Comedy that you do is good and true. We have real tension. But what I see in you is comedy is good and true. Touch points. How people laugh if we don't make fun of them at their expense. They laugh. You should all make fun of me. You should all make fun of me at my expense. Trust me, that it still works, and then you should get paid for it. And let's go. Because we're leaving. We're going to Austin. What was my very last point?
That we're gonna kick Joe Rogan's ass.
The real G said it. It's my speech. Justin Fitz.
Hope Liver King gets the help he needs. Something's scrambled in his brain. Thank you, James, for checking both of them for me. I sure appreciate it. I'm glad you popped in here on me. It's lunchtime. I sure didn't put it out there a little sooner for everybody to see a little sooner. But yeah, I messed around and had a young man message me about wanting to do some training this morning. So went and did that, and then I had to run to the store, and here I am. So, Liver King has been arrested. And that video we saw yesterday, he's headed to Austin. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. He headed to Austin, and
I'm looking.
and yeah, crazy world we live in right now. Crazy world we live in right now. So, yeah, you never can tell, James. You never know. And it is what it is. I appreciate all the ones that do. We'll still be on tonight. I wanted to come on today. Today probably might be the last day of actually recording here at the house. Things might be changing pretty fast. So today might be the last day here recording at the house. So I was like, well, hell, I'm going to go do a lunch, and then we'll do the one tonight with me and Dave and with the Talking with Conspiracy. So let's see how it goes and swinging out there. Like I said, if it's 1 or 100, it don't matter. I appreciate everybody for coming in. But I did see yesterday, and I was listening to it for a while. Let's see. Let me get my technology right. Get it all set up and everything. Boop-a-doo. Oh, Bernie. Well, that's one thing I do like about Joe. He brings on everybody on both sides. It is and all kinds of facets of life, and brings on the show and gives them an open platform to talk. But here's Vigilant Fox again. Pretty cool little thread, because I was saving videos, and then all the videos I was saving actually was shown in this thread. So I was like, I unsaved those videos and figured I'd just use this thread. So pretty neat to hear Bernie and then Joe kind of catch him on stuff and pop them. So we'll go through it. It's neat they're talking about BlackRock, though. That's pretty.
You know, you remember there was a day where somebody actually owned General Motors or owned Ford. Mm-hmm. They're now owned by Wall Street firms. You got 3 Wall Street investment firms. BlackRock, you're familiar with BlackRock. They're
Vanguard and State Street.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Check it out on Google. They are combined, the 3 of them combined are the major stockholders of 95% of American corporations. How's that?
That's not good.
That's power.
Right. How did that start, and what could have been done to stop that from happening?
Well, I think it's again, it's greed. These guys are smart. They're hardworking. They're motivated. They want more and more. So if I can buy this, I can buy this. I can sell this.
Right, but they're all doing it within the law, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But
which is that the problem?
Yeah, but who makes that law?
They do.
You know, you remember there was a day where somebody actually owned General Motors or owned Ford. They're now owned by Wall Street firms. You got 3 Wall Street investment firms. BlackRock, you're familiar with BlackRock. They're
Vanguard
giant.
and State Street.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Check it out on Google. They are combined, the 3 of them combined are the major stockholders of 95% of American corporations. How's that?
That's not good.
My bad, Jane. I'm on over here, my ADD and on my phone and everything else. But yeah, that's pretty neat. They actually called that out with the, and they own most of the corporations. They sell to each other. They deal with each other, and they're the ones they put companies down once they do buy in stock. You know, they're not doing certain things. You know, we see so many companies are going around there. You know, while we seen Toys R Us and Circuit City and so many, you know, these companies that we liked for so long, because of these conglomerate of powerful ass people that buy most of it. Everything, you know, it changes on it. We see that now, like a lot of the car shows is on Motor Trend and stuff like that. They're no more because of, you know, certain people buying certain things, and this ain't hitting a certain number, so they did away with all of them. Well, we don't care about this, you know. You know, they had such a good fan base. Bernie gets called out about calling out Elon.
As a result of the Citizens United Supreme Court decision, I think it's 15, 16 years old, what it says is you're a billionaire. You have now the constitutional right, because your money is your freedom of expression, right? So you don't like Bernie Sanders, you can put millions or hundreds of millions of dollars into a campaign and express your view about how terrible Bernie Sanders is,
Right.
and you can buy that election, right? That's your constitutional right. I think that's probably the worst decision that the Supreme Court has ever made. So what is the result of that decision? The result of that decision, let's take us to where we are today, is that Elon Musk, and I know Elon was on your show, and he's here in Austin, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. And we could talk about Elon, but he spent $270 million to elect Trump as president. Okay. I think that's absurd that any one person.
What's the most someone donated towards the Harris campaign?
They spent a lot of money on Harris as well.
They spent $1.5 billion just
combined
over the course of a couple of months.
You got it. All right, let me talk about it. So I'm not here just to say it's a Republican. That's my point here.
Right.
Okay. As a result.
I love Joe. That's just, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. They all do that. They all spend millions of dollars. The ones that get me when you start looking into politicians and stuff like that, you know, you can look back, like with Hillary, she had $20 million from Saudi Arabia. The government of Saudi Arabia gave her $20 million. What was the goal for that money? What was that investment? That return?
Are you going to run for president again?
I am 83 years of age.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm not sure the American people will be too enthusiastic on somebody's 108.
You're still very with it.
Thank you.
You are.
Well, you know.
I mean, you're a couple of years older than Biden.
Yeah.
Right? Think of that.
Yeah.
You could be off a lot worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So,
he really didn't want to comment on that. Why does Bernie always look like he don't like really brush his hair. It's like always sticking out to the side, kind of. Back to the Future professor looking shit. I like this one on climate control.
You got to deal with this climate change issue. And I know that, there are some people who think climate change is a hoax. It ain't a hoax. I think the last 10 years have been the warmest on record. And we can create millions of good paying jobs, transforming our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency, to solar, to wind, and other sustainable energies.
I think the climate change issue is very complicated. And I think, did you see the Washington Post piece that they wrote where they did this long-term view? First of all, the reality is that the Earth's temperature has never been static, right? We could both agree on that. It's always been up and down. There's been ice ages and heat waves. And then the Washington Post looked at it. What was the time period that they looked at? That essentially they found that we're in a cooling period. That the Earth over the past X amount of years, and this was like a very inconvenient discovery, but they had to report the data, and kudos to them for doing that. Scientists have captured the Earth's climate change over the last 485 million years. Here's a surprising place we stand now. So look at the far end of that graph, and you see we're in a cooling period.
Well, I'm not sure. No, I didn't read that article, but
Yeah.
The scientists who are out there, I think.
I know, but there's a lot of money involved in that too, Bernie. That's part of the problem. There's a lot of money involved in this whole climate change emergency issue, and there's a lot of control, and that's a big part of this problem.
Absolutely. Joe Rogan is on fire on this podcast. It was pretty good. He's keeping them to the fire and stuff. I give credit to Bernie for showing up, and yeah, James, he's the Giorgio of the politics with the crazy hair, for sure. But here's the chart he was showing. And we're actually going back down. I mean, and we have. If you looked over millions of years and hundreds of years and thousands of years, it goes up and down, up and down. You hit a little ice age, and it comes back up. We come back down, come back up, down. The Earth goes through many seasons. It goes through small seasons throughout the year and big seasons throughout the centuries. I don't know why it's so crazy for anybody to even think that. Another good one, another Bernie.
You remember there's a photograph, a very famous photograph. I don't know when it was done, 50s, maybe 60s, 70s, I don't know, of the tobacco industry executives coming before Congress. And
Yes.
you remember that photograph?
Yes.
And the congressman said to him, tell me, I maybe get this a little bit wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware that cigarettes kill people? No, Congressman, we have no evidence to that effect, right?
Right,
They were
exactly.
lying through their teeth.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah.
And it's exactly, your analogy is exactly right. These food manufacturers know exactly that they are causing obesity and God knows what else in kids, leading to diabetes. They know exactly what they're doing.
Right.
And they're lying. And they're opposing all of us who are trying to, among other things, make our food supply healthier.
Yeah, they are.
You remember there's a photograph, very
Yeah, it's good to say that. If he really believed that, I don't, for sure. But there's no doubt that they knew what they've been putting into us. I still can't believe there's not been more outrage, we're looking into other nations of the world that ban all the substances that are in our foods. And we see how we look to compare to, our numbers compared to the rest of the world, BMI and obesity and diabetes and all the heart conditions and stuff we have. It's not a healthcare issue. It's a food issue, as I drink my Dr. Pepper, but it absolutely is. The truth is the truth. Though I'm still hard-headed. I do too. I was hoping, I hated, James, I thought Bernie would have beat Trump. I really do think. But they had that the DNC had that hard on for putting Hillary in there with all her ties and all her baggage. And they just didn't understand. And it was the beginning of the end of the Democrat Party. It really is. They started seeing that. And, you got lifelong Democrats coming out. I seen Joy Reid, even as crazy she is, come out and was talking about that she's barely hanging on to being a Democrat anymore. It's supposed to be the party of the people. It's supposed to be all this. They have gone far away from their original purposes. I like this one here though, that about taxes.
The people who own that technology and the corporations who utilize that technology are becoming phenomenally richer, right?
Exactly.
All right. And that is the issue, which gets back to things like tax reform, like making sure that in America we do not have the massive levels of income and wealth inequality that we currently have.
But the problem with that is the taxes go to what? An incompetent, corrupt government. This is the issue that people have. It's
Good, fair enough. All right.
Willing to pay our fair. Look, I'd be more than willing to pay more taxes if we lived in a better country. I'd be like, this would be great. If I felt like if I pay more
then
taxes,
your job is
everybody's surviving, everybody's doing well. That's great.
All right. Then that is the issue of how you revitalize American democracy. The people who own that technology and the corporation.
Yeah, he called about for a good minute on the taxes and stuff, and yeah, it was pretty good. I listened to that part, and this is pretty. These two clips are pretty close together when they're talking.
I'm not going to argue with you that the system today is pretty bad. All right, I live it. I'm going there today.
And ironically, it's bad because there's no competition, right? It's corrupt, but it's not a free market. Like the government itself has a monopoly on governing. And when they're completely corrupt and when they're making insane amounts of money through taxes and they're not accountable.
No, all right. No, I don't know. This is the way I see it.
I'm not, but by the way, I'm not advocating for making it privatized, making all of government privatized. I'm just talking about the realities of corruption in our current government system.
Let's talk about what we mean by corruption. I do not believe, by the way, because I know these guys, some of them are corrupt.
Let's say incompetent and waste.
Okay. All right, let's
we can take fraud out of the equation and just talk about incompetency and waste.
Is there waste? You got it. All right, but let me back it up again.
Okay.
Yeah, James, he can't say the word broken. He just can't do it. He can't say it's broken. And for him, how long he's been there and haven't been able to do nothing about it. Absolutely. Yeah, this is visual and false, but yeah, it's a pretty good one. It's a good thing that Kamala didn't go on Joe Rogan, she would, because he would have ripped her. She would have had no way of combating his logic. Yeah. Well, he's got to, he's got to keep the status quo of his backers and the people who are sitting there. It's funny. It really is funny. Something else I want to show y'all. The other thing, go ahead and do the two title stuff. That's a good.
Okay, are you guys seeing this? Because this is breaking news right here. I've been covering trails for the entire world every single day because I do this radar show on my website. And during the filming last night, I was stunned to see that as of yesterday, and it continues into this morning, there was not a single trail in the sky over continental US. I've only ever seen this once ever before, and that was in the 2 days following USAID being cut. And everyone noticed it back then. No one had trails. The blue skies began to be visible again. The haze was clearing. Then they started back up about 72 hours later after they funded it some other way. Well, I think having no trails now out of any other time is particularly significant because US aid being cut was a major budgetary issue for this program. What is causing a major budgetary issue now? Well, I think it's highly likely that the US not having trails for the last 36 hours means that we are gearing up for something extremely costly. Given the recent attacks on Iran and the talk of war, I'm thinking this might be evidence that something huge is about to happen in the coming month, something very expensive. I hope it's just major precautionary preparation going on behind the scenes. Let's just manifest all together that these trails never return. Join me over at arianamasters.com. I'll see you there.
That is interesting, though, that they, and I haven't going outside. I haven't been out a whole lot, but I haven't seen any. Yeah, I've never seen any today. Makes me want to run out there real quick and double check myself. You're good, James. You are good. Yeah, that's like I said, I thought Bernie could half-ass like Bernie, and until you start really digging, he talks about all this, the people's, the wealth of the people, they should take their share, but then he has 3 houses, big houses, and and he does all this, and it's like, you're one of them, Bernie. You're not a billionaire, but you're not hurting, Bernie. You're good. I think that he plays the character, of the all over the place, I can't say his only cool because it's the kids. Yeah. He is something else. I don't. And like I said, if you watch that whole podcast and the whole talk with Bernie, it's pretty wild. It's a good one because Joe holds him to the fire. Like, hey, wait a minute, what about this? What about this? And then a lot of stuff, just like he was on the podcast with oh God, I can see him, but I can't think of it. And we showed the clip on the Talking with Conspiracy. He actually turned around and was like, yeah, this, and agreed, and was agreeing with the corruption, agreeing with this, and agreeing with the bullshit. So But can he do anything about it? Because the people that back him, he really can't. All of them, they have to answer to their bosses. They actually have to answer to their bosses and the ones that pay them. Again, I'm curiosity of what would happen with if Hillary had won, and what if Saudi Arabia? What was Saudi Arabia wanting for that $20 million donation they did? Or maybe it's just out of good faith. Like, here you go, take care of you. Don't worry about it. You don't owe us nothing.
So the president signed an executive order just this week threatening to defund sanctuary cities for their policies. Why not just arrest the leaders who are harboring and shielding illegal aliens, actually terrorists, from deportation?
Wait to see what's coming.
Wait to see what's coming. It's about to get. I think there's about to be a bunch of insanity hitting the streets pretty soon. Home, and also, I don't know if I got it saved here, but I'm kind of gearing up too. So I throw caution to wind with the 4th of July weekend coming up. Shit might get crazy this week though. But then you got vice mayors doing this shit
in Los Angeles. 18, not for nothing, but I want to know where all the cholos are at in Los Angeles. 18th Street, Florencia. Where's the leadership at? Because you guys are all about territory, and this is 18th Street, and this is Florencia. You guys tag everything up, claiming hood. And now that your hood's being invaded by the biggest gang there is, there ain't a peep out of you. It's everyone else who's not about the gang life that's out there protesting and speaking up. We're out there like fighting our turf, protecting our people. And like, where you at? Bien calladitos, todos los chulitos. I'm like, dude, they're running amok all up on your streets and in your city. And Pete, when the big gang guns come in, nothing but like quiet, and we're out here, the regular ones that have never been jumped in, out here calling things out, trying to organize people, trying to do the thing. So don't be trying to claim no block, no nothing. If you're not showing up right now, trying to like help out and organize, I don't want to hear a peep out of you once they're gone, trying to claim that this is my block. This was not your block. You weren't even here helping out. So whoever's the leadership over there, just fucking get your members in order.
and that is the vice mayor.
Order. Not for nothing, but
I'm gonna play the video again. That's the vice mayor of Cootie, California. I might have said that right. I might have said that wrong. I don't know. Yeah, you got vice mayors and stuff saying, "Hey, where's the gangs at? Why don't we need more violence in the streets?" And it's crazy, crazy world. Crazy world we live in right now. Make sure I didn't skip nothing I want to show. That's cool stuff. Let me go with some kind of cool stuff. The balance out, you know what y'all mean. I gotta do a little balance. Check out this tree. You know, when I was a kid, I'd climb over that thing. I'd probably climb that doggone thing right now, to be honest. Probably fall and break my damn neck, but I'll sure try it. Yeah, I don't X and T. I don't know what the hell that lady was thinking over here challenging the gangs and stuff. That she's just asking for trouble. That's all it is. She's absolutely asking for trouble, uh, wanting them to come attack somebody and everybody. Hell, you know, they're gonna disrespect them like that. Hell, they might go raise all kinds of hell. We'll show a couple crazy videos and then we'll go back into politics. What would you do if you were in this situation right here? The snake's like, look at his look. Like, snake's like, hey, what you doing up here, buddy? It's my tree. And look on that man's face.
Most of the guys dead, I'm going to his grave.
At that moment, he knew. It's kind of like that picture of that damn alligator and that tiger and the shark and all that crazy stuff. Snake, when you're in the tree, and that's the real life version of it. It's wild. All right, we'll get back into more politics, I guess. This woman right here, I think she's acting. I swear, I think Jasmine Crockett is just, she was told to act like a damn fool and to get attention. And they might have backfired because they voted for the top Democrat of the House Oversight Committee and she got last and she wasn't happy.
Gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just
you just voted to do it first, so you don't
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification. Look it, calm down. No, because this is what y'all do. So I'm trying to get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not recognized. Miss
I
Crockett.
can't hear you with your yelling.
Don't want
calm
me
down.
To be, no,
can you please calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all talk noise and then
you're out of control.
Because if I
It always works with women too, you know. Tell them to calm down. It always makes them calm down. Remember that.
if I come and talk shit about her, y'all gonna have a problem.
Mr.
Chairman.
All right, chair. Okay. Order. Chair.
Democrat Party is in shambles right now. Absolutely in shambles. It's a pretty cool video. I'll show this one real quick and then we'll get back into it. That's crazy. Supposed to be India about 120 years ago. Supposedly the first mobile phone. I haven't fact checked none of this stuff. Magic. I don't know about that. That's crazy. I meant to fact check and see what it is. RFK. What time is it? 42? Yeah, we got time. RFK been spitting fire when he goes out there.
The United States remains the sickest developed nation, and yet we spend $4.5 trillion annually on healthcare, 2 to 3 times more per capita to comparable nations. Clearly, something is structurally wrong with our approach. Furthermore, healthcare costs are steadily increasing at a rate of 2% greater than the economy. This is unsustainable. If we don't staunch this trend, we will ransom our children to bankruptcy, servitude, and disastrous health consequences. Yes, an exploding debt is a social determinant of health. We won't solve this problem by throwing more money at it. We must spend smarter. We will shift funding away from bureaucracy toward direct impact. The United States remains the sickest. Statement outlines many priorities. I want to highlight a few. First, we will consolidate programs to better tackle mental health and addiction. These issues now rival chronic disease in their impact. HHS will aggressively combat the opioid crisis, especially the spread of synthetic drugs like fentanyl. We will empower state, local, and tribal leaders to create effective solutions. Second, we will address nutrition, physical activity, and healthy lifestyles. The president's budget requests $94 billion in discretionary funds to support these priorities, including the Administration for a Healthy America. AHA will oversee initiatives such as Prevention Innovation Program, which targets chronic disease and childhood obesity through access to nutrition service and physical activity and reducing dependence on medication. Third, we will equip FDA to expand its food safety efforts through research, regulation, inspection, and education, to remove harmful chemicals from food and packaging and explore how to close the generally recognized as safe with a grass loophole. Fourth, we will fund cutting-edge research at the NIH while cutting risky or non-essential studies. That includes ending gain-of-function experiments and research based upon radical gender ideology. At the CDC, we will return to core missions, tracking diseases, investigating outbreaks, and sustaining public health infrastructure while cutting waste. Fifth, we will eliminate DEI funding and redirect resources toward real poverty reduction. We will move beyond lip service to communities of color and take meaningful action to address their needs. Six, we will strengthen cybersecurity.
I don't think this guy over here in the background over here believes him. He's just shaking his head no.
And health IT. The AI revolution has arrived, and we are using this technology already at HHS to manage healthcare data more efficiently, securely, and to increase the speed of drug approvals. Finally, we will rebuild public trust that eroded through the years of industry capture, waste, and misplaced priorities. We will launch a new era of transparency and public service, creating an honest, science-driven HHS that answers to the president, to Congress, and to the American people.
That guy in the background, he wasn't too thrilled. What's up, Charlie? What's up, Jess? Appreciate y'all popping in on our lunch here. We will be live tonight, of course, me and Dave. So make sure y'all come back tonight and check it out. It might be the last time recording here at the house. Some stuff's going on, so should be interesting. Which I have got to record one short at the new place, so it's gonna be cool. I'll share it again in a little bit. Appreciate y'all popping in.
All our official
Hush, RFK. But yeah, that's crazy. And I guess one last little video here.
As the world watches and listens in horror, the peaceful pro-democracy demonstration in China comes to a violent and bloody end. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Wolves hiding nearby, whispering do or die around me. You say your last good night while I get by.
There is another very important phase of warfare. It has as its target not the body, but the mind of the enemy.
The target of psychological warfare is against the enemy's mind.
It is words and ideas.
Ammunition used by cyber.
Its mission is to influence the thoughts of the enemy soldiers, and at the same time
is expected and encouraged to study foreign languages and the social sciences such as history, economics, and sociology. He must have a broad and sympathetic understanding of all phases of human experience.
Gripping at my skin, the walls of night closing.
But the use of this force as an integral part of combat has now taken on new form.
To say my last goodbye.
Wow, video there. Read the clandestine article right there. Yeah, what's up, London boy? 981. Appreciate you popping in here. Yeah, it does seem so clean. If you read the article, it makes up the comment like it's so clean. The whole situation there is wild, All right, we just went over there and boom, 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 and everything's done. We've got peace. I hope for everything that is the truth. I hope that's deep down in my soul hope. But the skeptic in me has me wondering, is what is coming, and with everything right here happening right around. Again, I'm caution is right here around 4th of July. Just be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Go enjoy family for sure. Enjoy holidays. Spend time. Thanks, Jess. Got to represent Hot Rod. Old Roddy Piper. I got a bunch of wrestling shirts. I love wrestling. One of my passions when I was a kid. But I gotta have the Hot Rod. But yeah, make sure you got some provisions though, just in case shit gets sideways. Make sure you get some food, get some water. Just little things on hand, just in case shit gets it. But before it gets crazy, I'm hoping everybody can come back tonight and see the live with me and Dave. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be fun. As always, me and Dave together is always fun. We have fun. So Jamie, I think, has got to work. He's back in the country, so he's safe. So the ones that are worrying about Jamie, he's safe. But I'm gonna share this real quick. I'm kind of proud of this because it's been like months in the making of even getting to this point right here. So it's.
Did you know the dog days of summer refer to the hottest period of the year, typically July to August in the Northern Hemisphere? But the term comes from ancient Greek and Roman times when the star Sirius, called the dove star, rose from the sun, supposedly adding to the heat. Though we now know the heat is due to Earth's tilt, the phrase stuck, evoking lazy, sultry days. It spans roughly July 3rd to August 11th, tied to Sirius rising, and remains a vivid metaphor for summer's peak.
I didn't have my lighting that I got here. I didn't have it over there. It was just, I'm going to record something real quick. So that's going to be, and that's phase one of the new podcast place. Finally got the walls painted. Finally got the stuff up. Got the mask up. Got more stuff coming. We're going to work on get more. I can see that, Chester, on part of the plan, pricing it on our vehicles. And that's the reason I think deep dive. That's why they did that cash for clunkers a while back, because they were trying to get rid of a lot of the older cars. And so we have to buy new, they were hoping they could get rid of all, bunch of, they got rid of so many classes. So many people pulled in so much stuff that it's just a crying shame when I seen some videos. Some of the cars they actually pulled in and scrapped because of Clash for Clunkers for $500 or where the hell. But it's eventually and also with the technologies for they can track us too, because all these damn cameras, the cars got cameras on them. They got all this kind of stuff in there, and it's just like all the Tesla cars, they got all the cameras and look back and see what the hell people done when if they scratched them or tore them up. I can go back and see that too, see what where you been and what you done too. Appreciate it, Jess. Yeah, it's so you for sure know how long I've been talking about this and working on it, getting the plans and everything put together. It was last year, so yeah, it was cool when I finally get that little piece of it popping up and seeing the new spot. Yeah, I mean, for sure, James. I mean, I say it could be just a normal 4th of July. It could be an absolutely everything is normal as always. Like I said, I'm gonna still go. I'm gonna go spend time with my family, and then I'm gonna try to. I think I'm gonna go camping too that weekend. I know that 4th I'll be with my family, and then I think that Saturday or Sunday I'm gonna go camping, maybe for a day or so, day or two. Then get back in the groove of things and get things started again. So, probably won't be any shows that Monday following the 4th, whatever that is. If it's 7th, there won't be no shows, I'm sure, on the 7th. But like I said, I just be cautious, but don't let a fear live your life. Like when all the COVID stuff hit and old jabbies bullshit, I never stopped. I went everywhere. I cornered fighters all around the country. I went all over the country cornering fights. I went all over the place, visiting, vacation. I did not let it stop me from being me and being able to go out and do and live life. But I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna try to keep this to about an hour. I appreciate all y'all coming on and checking it out. My goal with the new place. What's up, Dom? My goal with the new place is to actually start popping these out um, every weekday. Is to go through the week and then also and then maybe add some more shows. Just see what I can do. See what my point of too much is, and then I'll draw it back from there. We'll see. Um, I do want to get back to pre-recorded shows, adding to the number there. I do, and then add more live shows. So everybody seems to be doing good, and everybody keeps coming back and want to hear me talk, and even when I don't have other people on here, so it's kind of cool. Tonight I will have the link in the description, so if you want to call in and put your 2 cents, you're sure welcome. And your 2 cents is much like like Strange always says, is worth well more over that 2 cents for sure. So I appreciate y'all. Hope to see you tonight, 8:30 Central Time. Come back, me and Dave do what we do best, having fun, and we'll see you there. Much love, and as always, y'all keep on keeping on, and the peace and the chicken grease. Y'all be good.